Ms. Gilio?
Here.
I'm here. Ms. Brown?
Here.
Okay, we also have Mr. Parker here. Ms. O'Gara?
Here.
Here.
And also, we have Ms. Zing and Ms. Kinsella. So today on the agenda is a very short agenda. We only have personnel recommendations. Do we have any questions regarding that? Say yes, because it's a short meeting. If you say no. You do, Ms. Giulio? You have any questions? I can't hear you. You must have your mic off.
No, I'm sorry. I was distracted for a minute. No, I think it should be fine. I like short meetings.
Okay.
I have no questions.
Thank you.
Does anybody know, are we doing pretty good filling all of the holes that we had?
I can give you an update. Would you like an update?
Yes,
If we have time.
yes, we do. We have a half an hour.
Oh, well, that's great.
I'll start with the per diem subs. So we had 94 per diem subs. It was 100, but we had duplicates. Okay. And 19 were already subs, I guess, and 6 are teachers. So we're down, that brings us down to 69 subs. So we have 12 are in, 17 are with other schools or we're not interested. So that brought us down to 52. Of the 52, 12 are in process. That leaves 40 and 5 declined in the process. So we have about 35 subs yet to interview and go through the process. In all, we have about 325 subs that are in the ASOP system. That was left over if I ran a report from January to, I think I ran it January to June. And there's about 25 subs that were working in the last school year in second semester. So that's the per diem subs.
So we went from am I understanding you to say we went from 325 to like less than 50?
No, there's 325 that are already we have a sub-calling system, it's called.
Oh, okay.
And they're in there. So this is another 52 that we're processing.
Oh, so it's like 400.
New applicants who applied for this school year upcoming.
Thank you.
We lost some along the way.
Any other questions? Ms. Odoms?
No, all set. Thank you.
Okay.
I can give you an update on the other, the ADA, the FMLA, and the EFMLA. Do you want to hear that?
Yes. Go right ahead. Sure.
All right. So the last we looked at the chart was on October 13th, and we had 50, just teachers. I'm just talking teachers right now. We had 52 teachers on FMLA. Now we have 60. We had on EFMLA, that's the child care expansion at FMLA, which is a lead as well. Last time we had 60, now we're at 18. And then the ADA, so that's when somebody has a pre-existing condition and an accommodation is to work remotely. So but we had 142 on October 13th, and now we have 157. Okay, between all 3 categories. We don't need subs for the ADA at the elementary. And please don't forget that the high schools and middle schools are still in remote. So they're not really looking for their subs now. So out of the 157, we have hired 17 hybrid long-term sub teachers between FMLA, EFMLA, between those two.
Dana, may I ask a question?
Sure.
Is it your opinion that we could go back to class, that we have adequate teachers to fill all these holes?
No, we still are missing a lot, but some of it is coming from the high school. Like the high school isn't filling because they're remote until after January. So they're not really, those postings are all up, they're out there, but people, the deadline is December 31st and probably will be hiring for those. So you have to take those out of the occasion. For the FMLA teachers, we have 14 subs for the 60 teachers on FMLA, but you have to understand, teachers tell us ahead of time, like Mary Jones will call up and say, hey, I'm having a baby. The baby's coming in February. I want to get ahead of it. Can you give me? So we'll give her FMLA paperwork. So FMLA happens all through the year. And just because it shows 60, it doesn't mean that it's all happening at once. Does that make sense? Okay. So out of those 60, we have 14 subs. And out of the 18 EFMLA teachers, we only have 3 subs. And so it's hard. And these are long-term subs. And we're paying them $175 a day, but they have to be certified. And it's really hard in any year. Never mind this pandemic. During a school year, it's very, very hard to find a certified teacher. They're all taken up. We had to beg Sharon to help us out that year. So, yeah. And the paras, the count before was 50, and now we're up to 63. There was only 19 on FMLA, and now there's 23. And then for the EFMLA, there was only 16, now there's 19. No big jumps there. And the ADA for paras was 15. Yep, it was 15, and now it's 21. That's probably, it's a 6.
So I spoke to a gentleman from the middle school today. He told me that he was having classes. Is that just special education?
Yeah, special ed is, well, the kindergarten started on October 13th, and the special ed, the younger kids, October 5th. And I think some of the older special ed kids, Anthony, started on
That's
October.
correct.
All the special ed kids are back now, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They are. I was in both high schools today, and I was in the middle schools last week. And so, yes.
This Mr. Parker, this gentleman told me that they weren't having good attendance from the kids who were supposed to be there. Did you hear that when you were at the schools today?
I have not heard that.
He was saying.
Okay, I saw kids in building, and that might be true, but I have not heard that specifically told to me, and I met with the principals. They have not mentioned that.
He was saying, I'm mentioning this to you because you are middle school and it might be nice for you to know. He actually said that he thought it would be a good idea if we had consistent policy throughout the schools. In other words, he said that all 3 of the middle schools, there was no consistent policy as to how they were going to track these kids, how they were going to know if you have 20 in the class, how many show up. And are they showing up for one class? So that counts that they're tardy for all of the classes. So, are they playing games? Do we have, and he was saying that Pennachuck has a robo that they automatically call and say, your child didn't show up. There was class today. That kind of thing. So I
don't have any evidence of that because we're pretty much on the same page. And so you
mean when you're saying the same page, you're talking about Pennachuck?
No, at all the secondary
all of the secondary schools
are on the same page.
Yeah, the high schools, the middle schools, because
they're all doing robos?
They're all doing the same thing.
Well, he told me that they weren't doing robos at middle school at Elm Street, that they were doing it at Pennachuck, and that it wasn't a consistent policy. So you might That's why I'm
I will
telling you.
check on that. I will check on that because one of the things that we were very intentional about is that we were going to be on the same page, because what we don't want is every school
Yes.
doing their own thing.
Right.
And so-
I know how hard it is, Mr. Parker. I'm certainly not trying to give you a hard time. I'm just
No, you're not. You're not. I will
on the
double
information so that
I
we
will
can.
double check on that, but that
Thank you.
should not be the case. That
No.
should not be the case because we were very intentional about being on the same page, because in the pandemic, what families don't need is everybody doing their own thing.
Yes, yes. So if are they supposed to be doing robo, all of them, or just is that just something that was added by that one school, or is that just something you're going to check?
I will check because you know what?
Okay.
Quite frankly, Ms. Zing, we have not talked about robo
Okay.
at all.
All right.
It hasn't come up. It hasn't come up.
No, and
So
I appreciate it, Mr. Parker. I'm not trying to make it harder for you.
no, you're not. You're not. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, well, it is. I do worry about it because, it's we need to be a team, and we want to be working together. We want to help each other, and that's all I'm trying to do. Please know that.
Well, I will check on that tomorrow,
Okay.
and
Thank you.
I will have an answer for you. So we'll
Okay.
settle this.
Thank you.
All good. Yep.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Dean. I'm going to call on you, Ms. Brown, as soon as Tara, she might have a comment regarding to what Mr. Parker just said.
So all of our schools have the ability to do robocalls, and that's through our student information system. And all schools basically set a time. We have early schools, late schools for the elementary. All of our middle schools start at the same time. And every day, for instance, if it's a normal school day, 8 o'clock is Elm Street and Fairgrounds and Pennachuck. So by 10 o'clock, typically in a normal school environment, a call will go out if your student has not arrived to alert the parents. And that's throughout the entire district, all levels. During the pandemic, they may have turned that off. So we'll make sure that it's on for all schools and the time is set at the same time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's why we love her, Mr. Parker. She's worth keeping. And so are you, by the way. We love you too.
I just want to piggyback on something.
Wait. Dana, you heard that?
I just want to ask Tara Casella. You said all schools start at the same time. You mean all middle schools start at the same time?
What you said.
All middle
Just
schools.
want parents to know that all schools do not start at the same time.
No, we have early and late elementary schools, so 2 different times. All the middle schools start at the same time, and then, of course, both the high schools start at the same time.
Ms. Brown? Thank you, Tara.
Thank you. Did we move to recommend the personnel recommendations yet?
Not yet.
No.
No, we haven't gotten there yet.
All right.
I think the discussion we just had should have been at the board meeting rather than just at the committee level. I think everybody should have been part of the conversation here.
Well, then we'll have that opportunity, right? When they talk about the committee.
I don't know if that's part of the committee. I think it had more to do with attendance
Okay.
at this point.
Okay.
We can speak on it, Dottie. I'm sorry, Ms. Odom, when we get to the HR committee recommendations at that point, and then she can relay what she just told us. I think that would be appropriate.
I don't know if it falls under HR, but I think it needs to be addressed at the board. But I will recommend a motion to approve the personnel recommendations of October 26, 2020.
Second,
Okay, so the motion is to approve personnel recommendation dated October the 26th, 2020. Ms. Timmons said yes. Ms. Odoms?
Yes.
Ms. Gilio?
yes.
Motion passed. Mrs. Brown, do you have any questions or concerns?
No, sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, any other?
Move to adjourn.
Second, Ms. Gilio,
Yes.
Ms. Odoms?
Yes.
And Ms. Timmons said yes. We adjourn at 5:46. Thank you.
Thank you.